Hi, and welcome to Bits of Blender. I'm here with my boy Richard.
Hi.
And I had a question on weight painting. Weight painting is just another way to create vertex groups. I mentioned that in the vertex groups video, but now I'm going to actually show you how to do that. So I open up Blender to its default settings. I'm going to look at it from the front view. And then I'm going to make this cube just a little bit more interesting. So I'll go ahead and select this. Type E, enter, 1, enter, E, enter, 1, enter.
1, 2, 3, 4, E, enter, 1, enter.
I'll type G, Z, 1, enter. Oh, I had something selected. That's what I get for being fancy. G, Z, 1, enter. Okay, so I'm going to tab out of that. Then I'm going to hit the space bar, and I'm going to say add armature. And we can't see anything because we're in shaded mode, so I'm going to go ahead and click X-ray so we can see that bone that's inside this armature. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on names so we can see that that's called bone. And I'll tab into it and hit E to extrude. I'm going to go along the Z, hold the control key, and we'll snap to that. E, Z, and the control key. So now we got our 3 bones, and I'm going to click on the box and then shift click on the bones, type Control P to parent. So now I'm going to select armature, and I'm going to say to this question of create vertex groups, I'm going to say don't create vertex groups. So for this box, you'll see we still don't have vertex groups down here. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch to pose mode. Click on the box, switch to weight paint, and you can see that bone.002 is selected. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start doing the weight painting. So weight painting is going to associate these vertices to this bone. So as soon as I click on here, notice down here, bone 002, this vertex group was just created. And it automatically created the group based on the name of the bone, and it added that vertex to that group. And if I go ahead and left click on the next bone, I can start painting, and you'll see it created a group for that bone. We'll go down to the first one here that we created, and you see really the point of this is to show that we now have vertex groups for each of those. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to object mode, tab into it. You see we got nothing selected here. I can go into our vertex groups and select the group that I want and say, okay, select those points that are in that group. So weight painting is just an easy way to create vertex groups.
And you can move those around too, can't you?
Yep. You can manipulate them any way that you want.
With the bone.
Yep. So now, yeah, so since they're associated with the bone, I can, here, let's look at it from the front. I can click on this. We're in pose mode, right? I'll say rotate that. Oh, see that?
Yeah.
See? Now look at that. When I rotate that, see, obviously that's not in the group, so I can switch over there. And I can add it to the group. Or, here, let's
That's
go
kind
to
of
the next
funny
one.
when you have it moved in a place and one part's not added to the group. When you paint it, it reacts very quickly.
Yeah, it just, as soon as it's part of the group, it knows it's supposed to go with this bone. Now, I could paint this and get this guy in because he's not painted. Or, I could, I don't want to click on that. I could switch back to object mode, tab into this object, and we know that it was for bone 001 that was missing one. So let's deselect everything by typing A. Let's go, we want this vertex group, and we'll say select all the points in that group. We look around and say, oh, okay, I might want these in here. So I'll just select these, and I'll say assign, And I'll tab out of that, and you see, look at it from the front again.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. So, what Dad? What John? I feel so grown up. Said is right.
Bye.
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 Okay.